Hello, everyone. My name is Eric K. Thomas, editor-in-chief of the Quintessential Gentleman, and today we are talking to the founders of Slim and Husky, EJ Reed, Clint Gray, Derrick Moore. What's going on, my brothers? How you doing?
Man, good. We're good, man.
How
good
you doing?
With you.
I'm doing good, doing good. Now, for everyone who don't know, which I'm going to say people don't know, y'all missing out because they just haven't had y'all pizza yet. But this is a Black-owned pizza spot that is taking over, and I'm super proud of you guys. I'm just meeting you guys now, but as a Black man to a fellow Black man, I appreciate the work that you guys are doing. I see you guys, and I'm proud of y'all. So first and foremost, congratulations, man.
Thank you, family.
Of course, of course. All right, so I really want to get into a real, beginning background and try to figure out, how did 3 Tennessee State University graduates, Black men, I want to do some pizza. What's up? how did that all start?
Well, our story didn't actually start with pizza. We were, good friends. Mo is Derrick. Derrick is Mo. So Mo and EJ, they grew up together. We met kind of high school, college age range, and we all went to Tennessee State. And we was talking about entrepreneurship and how we could do business as friends. Our whole time at Tennessee State, and then we graduated. We all went and got jobs instead of becoming entrepreneurs because we weren't working with much. So we had to kind of give ourselves a platform first to take care of ourselves. Right. And then, we started a business. Our first business that we started was actually a moving company. And we started a moving company because it was low-cost startup, and we didn't, have the money to actually start a pizza or a restaurant in general, right? So, we basically put in $3,000 into the pot between the three of us, bought some flyers, created a website, doing word-of-mouth marketing. We would rent used halls to do the moves, and we were the movers. And so we bootstrapped that business, man. We made money, put it back into the pot, built that business up from $3,000 to 7 years later. We sold that business for a 7-figure deal. And then we basically took the money, reinvested into what is now known as Slim and Husky. So it was a journey to get to the pizza shop, but we knew, in the hospitality scene was kind of where we, as 3 social guys, wanted to live. And so we just used, our hard work and efforts to build something that would get us to that point.
Awesome. So before we dive into a lot of that, I want to know, have you guys had examples of entrepreneurs when you guys were growing up?
Some of us did. Clint's dad was an entrepreneur. Yeah. He's an entrepreneur.
Okay.
So he was a good example for all of us. And then EJ was in Youth About Business, which was kind of like an entrepreneur business camp as a high schooler.
Okay.
I just think we've always seen them and been around entrepreneurs, and maybe not even knowing what they really did. Just been around. Yeah. So yeah.
Wow. So started the movie company. Now y'all got me thinking. I should have when I was in high school, I had a little lawnmower service. I should have sold that at 7-figure deal.
Yeah, sure.
So starting this moving company, as friends, I want to know what are some of like the benefits of actually working with your friends, because it's so interesting that you guys say that, you guys wanted to be friends and wanted to have business and create a business as friends and be entrepreneurs, but you see on social media, like, don't go into business with your friends, don't lend your friends money, all these type of things. But to hear your perspective of it actually working for you guys, I would love to know like the benefits of that relationship.
Yeah, go ahead, Rick.
Well, all of us will probably say something different, but I think one of the unique things about us is the type of friendship that we have, built on, trust, built on accountability, built on, everyone wanted to hold their own weight. So I would definitely say one of the benefits is, you waking up, going at it with 2 people. For myself, I'm going at it with 2 people that I know are going to fight just as hard as me. That I know where they're coming from. I trust their background. I trust what their input they're putting into it. So it's just like, I wouldn't recommend, doing business with friends for everyone, but if you have the right set of friends, it just makes sense. And also how we grew up, right? We all share the same value system, right? You could go into business with, say, for example, we got our first $100,000 and I wanted to go buy a Ferrari, right? Or, I wanted to go buy a brand new car. And my other two partners had a different set of values and visions in terms of, the things that we want to do. So it just has always worked. And the main thing, number one thing is the individual personalities of us makes up a beautiful collective, right? And it makes up just a partnership that works, a partnership that we're not afraid to challenge each other, but we are always hold each other accountable, and always one of the most important things I would say is we've put friendship as the pinnacle, right? That's the most important thing. We didn't want to get into this and lose the essence of who we are and what the three of us mean to each other.
Definitely. So still sticking to the moving company, I want to know, were there moments from an entrepreneur perspective where you guys were like, yeah, I don't know if this is going to work, or I don't know if we're going to keep it going? Was there a moment there where when it was just like, all right, guys, I think this is enough for me?
Yeah, day one. Yeah, our first move, in it, we was like going into it, we set up the move, we set up the U-Haul rental, all that type of stuff, and then we actually was like doing the move. I think we all had a moment, at different times, like, dang, like, is this what we really like, stand up for this? It's not too late. It's like the first move we can pull out of this and be cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
I think we forgot supplies, right?
Yeah, we didn't have right supplies, anything. You know what I'm saying? It was like right after the flood, the 2010 flood in Nashville was like 100-year flood, so it was a really huge deal. And the place we was moving, it was like a barn on a farm with cows and
Wait. So y'all wasn't starting out with like, 1-bedroom apartment, I'm gonna move you here. Y'all talking about moving actual real estate.
Yeah, we was moving some stuff that even 7 years in the game, we would probably look at it and be like, man, nah, we would pass up on it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, man, we first day, I think we all had times where it was like, man, is question the move and the motive. But I think at the end of the night, we underbid that job tremendously. You know what I'm saying? That job should have been 3 times what we charged them, but it was something about the gratification of us doing it. It was our money, it was our work, and it's like, man, let's do this again. And as it just kept progressing and going, I think that we ended up, I would say probably year 1, maybe year 2, we just settled in and being entrepreneurs. Just like, man, this is what we want to do. This is where we want to go. Yeah.
Awesome. What did you learn about business in the moving company that helped you with Slim and Husky?
Well, I would say, what's crazy is EJ and I both have MBAs, right? We got that while we were, we got those degrees while we were, operating a moving company. And then Derrick that did 2 years of law school at the same time. So we were, balancing our education and entrepreneurship full time. You know what I'm saying? But I'll say that the education and the tools that we received from operating a moving company varied from, number one, I think that it taught us how to operate multiple businesses at one time. So in the moving industry, if you have multiple trucks, then you have multiple and all of the trucks are out for the day, then you have multiple customers. So we had worked our way up to 9, sometimes we'd have 10, 11 trucks on the road. So that means, you got 10 crews on the road. We got to manage each crew differently because each crew has a different customer. So essentially we're operating 10 different businesses at the same time. So it taught us how to fast, because at any moment in time, truck 1 might have this issue going on the job that we had to solve. And then truck 5 might have, this issue that we had to solve. And then, compile all that up. And then you think about, man, how difficult, the moving industry is when it comes to the stress of the customer. Right. So we learned a very valuable lesson of like customer service management, dealing with people who either were moving because of finances, whether that was good or bad, because of possibly divorce, death in the family, whatever the case was. Like, we had to deal with a lot of different customer issues, and man, forbid us, breaking a leg on 100-year-old dresser or something, like, anything in the moving industry. And so we had to learn how to deal with all those issues at once. So it really gave us what I consider like a PhD in operating a business. No matter what type of business it was, issues were coming at us daily that we had to figure out fast solutions, that were going to continue the business and keep us going. And so we were able to transition, all those lessons into a new concept that has, where most people walk in your doors now, they're happy. They're like, man, I'm here to get some pizza, and I'm excited about it, right? And so, like, any issues we deal with within the pizza industry, are minor compared to what we would deal with in moving. So we were just able to take those lessons and make our, stint into hospitality even better as businessmen.
Awesome. And before we get into, Slim and Husky, I do have a question for Derrick. So did you complete the 3 years? Did you get your get the law degree?
Nah, it wasn't.
What happened? That's a personal question, because I took the LSAT, I got my degree in political science, yet here I am right now and did not go to law school. So what was it that was like, nah, I'm good?
Yeah, I was a poli-sci major too, as well. But no, it's just, man, I think that we had started the moving company at the same time I was in law school. And so, man, I just had more of a passion for being an entrepreneur. And I was more enthused about jumping on a truck and going and doing a move versus, reading over some case, you know what I'm saying? Or
you were trying to read all day, every day? That wasn't your ministry?
Nah, man, I'm a reader by nature, but it didn't move me like getting on the truck and being with the homies and, going from state to state and doing these moves or just making my own money. And I had to just be real with myself. Like, and a law school move honestly was, just so my folks can not be on my back for like leaving the job. I had a dope job. I was an air traffic controller, you know what I'm saying? So I was making money. And even that job to go be a mover don't appeal to like old school folks that say you graduated college, you go get a job. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of just doing that just to keep them off my back, let them know I'm being productive. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't my passion. And I just had to be real with myself. Like, I don't want to continue like pay this money out of pocket for law school and be in debt for something that I don't see myself doing for the future. You know what I mean? So I just did it. I was like, I'm done. I'm cool. Like, let's just be entrepreneurs.
Let's do it. And to be honest, there's a lesson in that. I always say that, I looked at law school and I said, so how much is this? And how much I'm going to have to pay back? Now, is it worth it? So I'm going in $100,000 and not even guaranteeing that I'm going to be, because even if you make $100,000, paying back $100,000 and $200,000, $100,000 is still going to take you a long time, right? So exactly. So, I think that I always talk to people about, be careful of the ideology like your parents set for you, and being self-aware and figuring out what it is that you actually want to do, because that's what's going to motivate you to do whatever you want to do and not doing it based off your parents. But, we older, the parents are like, lawyer, doctor, something that's going to make sure that you're good. And we appreciate it because we know where they're coming from. But as we now see, which is another reason why we created the Quintessential Gentleman, is so I can show people, like, you see what these 3 black men did right here?
Yeah, for sure.
A pizza spot, a moving company, and they're doing very well. So I appreciate it. Thank you for sharing that, man.
Not a problem.
All right. Now we go get into it. Somebody tell me who came up with the idea of the name being Slim and Husky.
Man, it was an inside joke between the three of us already, and we were actually down to Atlanta to meet with our mentor or something like that about the movie company. And we were already starting to like come up with names for Slim Huskies and all this. It's like right before we sold the company, right before we sold the movie company, we were coming up with names and already working on the Slim Huskies idea. And and we was throwing around all type of names like BYOP and I don't know, we just
neighborhood
pizza and all this type of stuff. And we were actually pulling into a Wendy's. And man, I just remember like I think EJ was driving, Clint was in the back seat, I was in the passenger seat, and it got quiet, and I was like, man, I got it. I was like, man, Slim Huskies. And
we were talking about Husky. We were talking about wearing Husky clothes when we was kids.
That
was the joke.
And I was like, man, I got it. Slim Huskies. And you know, we was making play on, you know, the small piece of the big pizza. It was a joke between the three of us. Clint and I were Husky kids growing up. EJ was a Slim kid. You know what I'm saying? You can pile on all the meats and make it a Husky, or you can do the vegan thing. So it was a play on words that just fit perfect with our personalities, the three of us, but also in the inside joke, but also it just works well with the pizza. And it was just a catchy name that I don't think any other name would have went as well as and as unique as Slim Huskies. And it had a story behind it. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect.
So just kind of walk me through kind of the business model, how it started in terms of like, you know, started with the pizza, but then I know you now clearly have brick and mortar stores, but just, you know, kind of briefly, just how the inception started to where we are today.
Yeah. So the you know, the concept is based on our story, three friends, you know, with a love of pizza, art, and music. So that's important because when you walk in our store, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get, you know, some really good pizza. You can walk in, build your own pizza. Now we're fully kiosk functioning in all of our stores. So you walk up to the kiosk, order your pizza. We'll have it to you, you know what I'm saying, within 7 or 8 minutes, you know, so it's pretty fast, casual concept. But while you're sitting there waiting on your pizza, you can get all the hip hop and R&B vibes that we grew up with. You know what I'm saying? We're from Nashville, we're from Music City. And so most people know Music City as country music, you know, USA, but we're not from that part of Nashville, right? We're from the urban, you know, culture and, you know, historic African-American side of town. So our first shop was in North Nashville, which is home to Tennessee State University, Fisk University, Meharry Medical College, American Baptist College. So you get those vibes when you're in our concept. You see the, you know, the high level, you know, blackness on the wall. Like we tell Black culture at a very high level through art, through local African-American artists. You know, we show art and our culture in a very unique way. And so to where in the movie Do the Right Thing, you know, they asked the question, why any Black folks up on the wall at the pizza shop? Well, we answered that question with Slim Huskies, right? And then just on the music side, like I said, we're bumping, we're having a good time, you know, and we have community style seating as well. So we want to go in the neighborhoods where there may be, you know, early stages of gentrification. The neighborhood might be trying to figure out which direction it's going into. And we want to serve as a, you know, just a connector, right? And let pizza be a vehicle to connect the community and together and get the conversations, positive conversations going so people can understand each other, you know, and, you know, and make the neighborhood as best possible. So that's the, you know, the brick and mortar side, but we also ship our pizzas nationwide through a partnership with Gold Belly. We've got our own art galleries that highlight, you know, emerging artists from all across the country. And we also host our own music series called Slim Huskies Unplugged. And that's designed to give emerging artists across the country a platform to be heard by local A&Rs and record labels.
Wow. And you have the art galleries. Where are they? What cities are they in right now?
So we currently have art galleries in Nashville, as well as Memphis, Tennessee. But we also, a lot of our spaces are, you know, serve as activations for different art shows, like in Atlanta or Chattanooga, Tennessee, Sacramento, California. We do art shows and galleries at all of our locations, including our galleries.
Awesome, awesome. So, what were some of the biggest challenges you all faced when kind of moving into being what do you call it, restaurateurs, what were some of the biggest challenges, guys?
Probably the biggest challenge is none of the three of us, come from culinary backgrounds, right? We didn't go to school and study to be chefs. We didn't grow up in a family of restaurateurs. But so that was probably the biggest challenge. So as you can imagine, there's this huge learning curve of just walking into this world of dealing with food. It's, new regulations, new things that you have to be considerable about. Just a totally new world, right? So that was the biggest challenge. But again, we're consummate entrepreneurs. We believe in rolling our sleeves up, figuring things out, problem solving, doing our research. And we also, to kind of overcome that biggest challenge, we got with a gentleman named Chef Jason Williams, who's still with us today. He, kind of took our ideas and thoughts and helped us put it all together back in 2015, 2016. And he's, been with us as, pretty much our operations and on-hand chef, if you would, since day one. So definitely, not ever having worked in a restaurant, you have that learning curve of just, learning the different nuances of owning a restaurant.
Yeah, awesome. And what would you attribute the success? Like, what would you say was the thing that made you guys most successful?
The team, for sure, the three of us, the neighborhoods that we chose to open up in, and the product. I mean, I think that all in all, you can have a good team, good people, moving to the right neighborhood, but if the product don't shine, then you kind of, you miss the boat, right? So when all three of those things work together, we have a recipe for success. So I think that, I would attribute those three things to our success, as well as, of course, some help from Nashville, the city, pushing us, as HBCU graduates pushing us, you know what I'm saying? And Tennessee University, and then all these, go to Atlanta, you got the AUC, they going to catch on and push us, you know what I mean? So Memphis, they push us, just being a black town in a music city, you know what I mean? Chattanooga, same thing, the college. So we have I guess we can relate in so many ways to each community that we move into, that helps bridge the gap between somebody just coming in and just open up a restaurant to somebody that's coming to open a restaurant that resonates with the community that we move into.
And I think one thing, I think one thing we learned too was, operating a moving company is the importance, and Clint touched on it, but the importance of customer satisfaction and putting your customers first. And with our concept, that's really what we try to focus on doing. So, from the greeting to the display, the presence of our staff, the cleanliness of our units, the music, the vibe. So we really wanted customers to come in and really feel good about eating at Slim Huskies and just being a part of the lifestyle and just really standing with us in what Slim Huskies means.
Awesome. So you guys built, two businesses, I would say, in two different eras. One of them was, or currently now, is that digital space and social media. And the other one was more word of mouth. Social media was, hitting, doing whatever, but it's not doing what it's doing now. Do you believe that social media has helped, or is it kind of like a tool that you've used to kind of make your net wider as you grow the brand and more of the brand awareness?
Yes, 100%. I think that social media has given us the opportunity to compete at a large scale against what you would consider big guys in the industry, right? Like you look at our brands now, and our brand now, and you would, you can see how authentic we are. You can see, who EJ, Mo, and Clint are, and you can see, the difference between our product versus, and why you should support it versus, going somewhere and, and support another brand, right? Like it gives us a level playing field. to be able to tell our story to where, years ago, small companies weren't able to compete because in order to compete, you have to pay, tremendous amount of money to be on TV or in ad books, or, and mailers. So it's like, social media for us is our way to connect with the community, and like I said, we're not just a pizza company. So, we're selling, music, we're selling art, we're selling vibes, and you can't get that through a commercial. You know what I'm saying? Like you need social media to be able to tell that story. And so, we've embraced it, and we're not the best at it, we're not, perfect at it, but we know that it's going to be a critical, aspect of us moving forward. So, we've just recently started a student ambassador program for college students at universities close to where a lot of our locations are. And we want them to come in and show us how we could be doing things better socially and helping us spread our message through their own social platforms, whether that's TikTok, Snap, IG, whatever. Like we need social media to continue to help us, build this thing into a household name.
Yeah. Awesome. And, with all the knowledge that you have now, if you, all three of you, were to go back in time to that first time you guys met up to really have the conversation to move forward with the moving company, what advice would you give yourself?
I'll go first. Mine would be, don't be so hard on yourself, right? Mistakes gonna happen. It's inevitable that you're gonna drop the ball from time to time. Is man, pick yourself up, dust off, admit your wrongs, and keep it moving, right? So that would be mine, man. It's gonna be okay, bro. Keep it rolling.
Yeah. Clint?
Yeah.
Or you want Derrick?
I was still in thought process, but if you got one, go ahead. If not,
man, probably two things. Number one is, like I tell people all the time, young entrepreneurs, like you got to fall in love with the sacrifice. Like you got to just fall in love with knowing that this takes time. You know what I'm saying? It takes a whole lot of sacrifice, a whole lot of work. You ain't gonna be able to have as much fun as you want to have all the time when you're trying to start a business, right? So, and a lot of just you just got to be diligent with this, right? You got to come in every day knowing that you want to be the best at whatever it is you're doing. And then the other thing is just pay attention to like the money, like the numbers off the top. You know what I'm saying? Because you could be pumping, doing really, really well, but not knowing, what you're spending, what's coming in, what's coming out, because you're just doing so well. You're on this all-time high. You're trying to make this thing great. And just as soon as you can, just learn what your numbers say about your business and the trends and all that type of stuff. But other than that, you got to fall in love with the sacrifice.
Yeah,
I would say that's the Oprah thing I pulled into. Oprah, when she says, a couple of years ago, I heard she's like, yeah, I still know every check that I write and everything. And if Oprah knows where all the dollars are, that's no excuse for anybody else to not know where the dollars are and where it's going. Go ahead, Clint. My bad.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, man, going into to business, man, kind of be thinking about what your end game is, because your end game, could be helping you determine the type of decisions you need to be making now. One of the things that we always knew was that we weren't in the moving business to be movers for the rest of our lives. We were in the moving business to make a name for ourselves and to give ourselves an opportunity to create more. So, we built that moving company in a way where we could eventually sell it. But if we weren't, putting those processes in place, those training modules and those SOPs and, and hiring practices and things like that, if we weren't put those into place early on, then it would have took us forever on the back end to get it together when we figured out, oh, think we might want to sell this thing, right? And then, so I would say, kind of be thinking of the, what you're going to do next and what your plan is from A to Z first. Don't just go into it saying, hey man, let me just see what I can make of this thing, right? Like have some vision, and think of the future when it first starts. And then the second thing I would say is just based on our own experiences, focus on your work-life balance. One of the things that we're so blessed to have is each other, and it doesn't just feel like work all the time because we're able to, kind of have a good time while we're doing business because, we're with each other as best friends every day, making decisions while we build our business. So it's not always about work, right? Like we find ways to, go have a drink or, go have dinner or go, or turn this, business trip into a quick getaway for the fellas sometimes, And but even now, more so as we're starting to, have families, you know what I mean? Like we're able to spend more time with the family because we created, a healthy work-life balance for ourselves, early on in business. So be thinking of work-life balance and just have fun. Like, if you're not having fun and able to be creative, things can get stressful. So, it's always best to have a smile on your face while you're doing business.
Yeah. Awesome. And what can we look forward to from Slim and Husky? What y'all got going on? What's next?
So we got a lot coming up in the future, man. The next we'll be opening up on Morehouse's campus in the month of February. We'll be opening up a location in one of the more popular hospitals here in Nashville, in their food court here in Nashville, St. Thomas Hospital. We'll be
we're about to launch a food truck experience in Austin, Texas, in the middle of March, kind of close to South by Southwest weekend.
Southwest.
That'll be an outlet, a new store for us in the Austin, Texas market, and that's our first store in the Texas market in general. So that kind of lets you know what we're thinking as we grow and like where we want to be. Like we want to take over the Texas market in those southern states as well. We're definitely looking to build out our retail segment of our business. We currently have frozen pizzas in a couple of stores here locally, just kind of doing that R&D and testing. And so hopefully, people will see us nationwide, and grow in local grocers, in their area. We also just launched our own merchandise line called PRM. And it's short for our mantra, which is progress rules everything around me. Pizza rules everything around me. But just as business owners, PRM also represents pure, relentless manifestation. And like that's basically how we built our business. Is like if we feel like it's something out there that we're gonna get, like we're gonna put it on paper, bring it to the physical, and we're gonna put some vision, strategy, execution behind it, and go make that thing happen.
Airport.
We
got airport, BNA Airport, September the 9th this year.
Nice.
And man, to continue doing the unplugs, making that better, maybe going to a digital platform instead of like that physical stage presence, but just increasing the experience and widening the experience with that platform as well. And 2023, clean up, do some things, get some things together. In 2024, bust out the seams.
Perfect. Bust out the scenes. I can't wait. And my last question for you, I want to know what's everyone's favorite pizza. Go ahead. Let's go ahead and start with you, EJ. And when I turn, and I'm not talking about any of your competitors. Clearly, it's what do you like when you get pizza?
I know. It's only one pizza going on right now, man. Slim Husky, only one, number one. But, my favorite pizza is the Roni, which is our take on a classic pepperoni. So you have, of course, the pork pepperoni, beef pepperoni, and our spicy pepperoni. And I throw some nice veggies on there to, keep it a little bit healthy.
Perfect. Clint?
Yeah, as Nashville natives, home of the hot chicken phenomenon. We have the best. There is no other Nashville hot chicken pizza that can top the Slim and Husky's hot chicken pizza. So definitely check that out. We do a jalapeno cilantro ranch base sauce with our blend of chicken sausage and white meat chicken and our hot chicken spices, topped with banana peppers, fresh jalapenos sliced up. We top it with a Parmesan dill sprinkle, and then we top it with some hot honey drizzle. So it's definitely it's fireworks, bro. Yeah.
I don't know. Clint's might be mine right there. I'm gonna have to try that one for real. That one, the way he even described it, and I'm like, okay. All right, Derrick, what you got?
Yeah, man, I like to build my own pizza.
Okay.
Definitely the red sauce and some onions, some peppers, some mushrooms. But then after that, if I had a signature pizza that I really like our Fiesta pizza. So that's how I take on like the Mexican pizza. We just launched that maybe about 6 months ago, and man, it's caught on. It's a really, really good pizza and kind of light as well. So yeah.
Perfect. Well, gentlemen, first of all, I look forward to being able to try all of your pizzas. So don't worry about that. I will let you know how that goes. Congratulations on all the success that you guys have. It's amazing. I'm so happy for you guys. So proud of you guys. Thank you for doing that. And thank you for taking the time to chat with us today. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, man.
Definitely.
Appreciate
Appreciate
you,
you.
man. Much success to you too.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We'll talk soon.
All right, bro.
All right, family.